Okay, welcome back, vintage gamers, to an off-stream, no cam recording. It's just been a crazy weekend. On Sunday, our team deployed a new software update at work, and it's been just a long weekend. Worked on Sunday and a long day on Monday and today. So I didn't actually have any time to get a full recording done. I'm going to see how much I can do tonight. This may or may not be a full league, and it may or may not be the best gameplay, but we'll see. I'm going to do my best to try to make sure we have some video content to go out on Wednesday. What I'm going to do is a fast, somewhat fast, I guess, and fun version of Jewel. This is the Tony Scaponi Jewel Shops. Something about this deck really clicked for me. I really liked it in comparison to how much I really disliked Jewel, core Jewel, like normal stock Jewel. I don't really know why, and I had a really hard time conveying why I liked it more than normal Jewel. So I wanted to run it back for some more matches to see if I can figure out what I like about this version of the deck and if I can articulate that in a meaningful way so that I can help my friends who are going to maybe be playing this for upcoming large events, or maybe give myself another possible deck choice for all the big vintage events that are coming up: NYSE, the Oklahoma Land Run, and Eternal Weekend. Hope you enjoy this recording of Tony Scaponi Jewel Shops. I am happy to announce the dates for high-stakes, proxy-friendly vintage in 2026. The legendary NYSE returns to Long Island in New York on June 6th. This $500 entry fee tournament will pay out 8 pieces of unlimited power. The Oklahoma Land Run returns in 2026 on July 10th through 12th at the Reed Convention Center in Oklahoma City. Play Friday Team Trios, Saturday Legacy for a Mox Sapphire, and Sunday Vintage for a Mox Emerald. Event links can be found in the description below. I hope to see you there. Let's battle. Okay, here we go, round one. I have a Force and 3 4-ish mana against no Luris Reveal. And then kind of already on a mulligan with Chaos Defiler and no relic to cast it. So it's like the question of how much do I value a Force on turn 1 against no Luris Reveal, which is a lot as long as they're not Dredge. I'm going to try this for science, but I could be very easily convinced that because I'm not pushing a ring or a jewel on a ring on turn 1 or a jewel on turn 2, I'm supposed to mulligan this hand. The reason I want to try it is because, you know, depending on what they play, we could technically have a Metamorph target for our turn 1 play, especially mana. If it's Raker or Mono Weight or something, this Force could be really strong. If it's Dredge, this hand would obviously be bad, but this hand's not, like, you know, I can still draw a ring and play a ring on turn, I guess not on turn 1, but it's a Doomsday. So do I feel better or worse about this keep after knowing my opponent is on Doomsday? I guess I feel worse. I do have a Force, which is good, but I don't have a fast piece of action here. This is actually a really interesting one because they have a Lotus in their passing, which means I can actually go Metamorph, and if they, you know, either they crack the Lotus or they don't. And if they don't, I can just be a Pearl. It's not the end of the world. It'll be a Lotus, though. So I have a Force, and then next turn I have a Jewel or a Ring, so not a bad place to be. Interesting that this kind of works in some way, but I mean, we're super dead if my opponent has any kind of good Doomsday hand, right? You can just go Doomsday, you know, Leo land, Doomsday, cantrip with Flusterstorm back up, hell. Hopefully the volume is not too quiet. I'm going to be low energy for this, but hopefully still powerful magician at the end of the day. And again, like I said, I don't know exactly how many matches I'll get recorded, but I'm going to get some done for sure. My own Lotus, which gives me how much mana, Justin? 3, 6, 9 mana, which is not enough to play Jewel and Ring and have Force backup. Hmm. 4 cards in my opponent's hand. Binning Jet. I think I'm the most interested in just jamming a Jewel with Force Backup. And this... Does this Lotus let me pay for a Flusterstorm? So 1 spell, Jewel is 2 spells, Force is 3 spells, Force is 4 spells, 5 mana. So I can't... No. So... I'll take a picture of this. Hold on. um... What about cast Chaos Defiler for 5, targeting the Black Lotus, and then play the One Ring? And I keep Force up, and they lose out there on their Lotus. And I put a clock in play. And it's really hard to counter this. This is a really interesting idea, and I don't know that it's a good idea, but... Like, if this gets forced, I just let it go. I don't care. And then this ring is not Flusterstormable either, so... One of the problems here, though, is I do need to crack both of the Lotuses, so I have to have floating mana, so I can't, like, pass to the next main phase after the Lotus gets cracked. Like, if they force this, and I jam a ring, and I still have force backup, like, isn't that insane for me? Even if I didn't get a Jewel, like... I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you'd do on this play. I am totally, you know... I totally buy the idea that you're supposed to just go Jewel with Force backup, but I felt like it was so bad against Force Fluster, but maybe the Force Fluster doesn't even matter. But I got my opponent's Force on my Chaos Defiler, and now I'm jamming a ring, and I still have Force backup. What is this? Hard cast negation would be Dig Through Time. 1 card left after this, Dig Through Time. I'll force your Dig Through Time, leaving you with 1 card, and I have a Jewel and a ring. Best draw is probably a land. I mean, my opponent can't kill me next turn, so... Alright, cool. I feel like that went really well. So if I jammed Jewel, I would have forced, and then they would have forced. I said they would have forced, I would have forced, and then we would have put a Dig Through Time over the top. Instead, well, I guess we have very little life total to work with here. Saga. I think I just play a Crypt and play a Jewel. Just gotta be watch our life total. Karn. Okay, I didn't draw a blue card there, so I don't have force for this turn. Karn can deal with my Crypt, and then I have another ring, so I think it's fine. I play a new ring, and I can use my Ancient Tombs as well, so... Could take up to 5 damage here. Of course, I took 5 damage here. Let's draw cards. Okay. Let's... Do I have a Lattice in my deck? I don't think so. What do I have? Mastigore Cage, Wormcoil. Wormcoil gains life. I was thinking about playing a Karn and playing a ring, and then playing a Karn and time walking and just dealing with everything, and then having everything up still. Seems like it's the best play. Now I'm trying to figure out if I want to play a relic first. I think I'm just gonna not even make a construct. So I play a ring, which is gonna mean I can use my Ancient Tombs. And then I can tap my Ancient Tombs and play a Karn. I guess I don't have a Time Walk here. I miscounted. That's probably fine. Okay, it's actually not really fine, but um hmm. Cage Needle, Cage Needle. I don't think either of those really help me here. So I mean, I can't die because I have a Karn in play, so I can't like lose the game. But they can like get a Doomsday off or something. But then I can just go like Construct, Metamorph, Construct, Time Walk. So I think that's fine. And I still have a Force. This deck is interesting because it has a lot of not half measures, but like you take some not non-deterministic, non-deterministic lines. But the way I did here is at least I can't die to myself. What a weird game. I don't know that I actually like the way I played it, but we did end up pulling out a victory. Okay, I'm bringing Hullbreacher, Negation, and then on the play, we'll probably bring in grids, but on the draw, just like Hullbreacher, Negation makes sense to me. And then I don't think a Chaos Defiler ever really matters. And what else? I don't really like Vexing Bauble much against Doomsday, but I think it's probably fine. I can probably take out a Talon Gates. I don't really want to trim on the ability to combo, nor do I want to trim on my blue cards, which is, I guess, impossible to do both of those things, Justin. Oh no. I guess I could take out like a Transmute artifact. I should go watch some Tony streams again. I think I feel like that I said this last video. I should watch some Tony streams to see how he boards. What about Karn? Is like Karn necessary here? Yeah, I don't know what I'm allowed to trim. Because like I do want to have on the draw against Doomsday like a pile of counter magic, right? Tony doesn't even play with 4 jewels, so maybe I can trim a jewel here. And maybe I'll trim like a relic or a grim monolith. Try trimming a relic. Let's just try doing some of that. I don't know. Sometimes these interesting and creative combo decks can be hard to parse on a first pass through in ways that, you know, more standard deck identities are not. Like if you see a Grog deck, a Tempo deck, a Delver deck, or whatever, you know basically how it functions just by looking at the deck. Where sometimes these more intricate combo decks can be harder to parse. I don't know that this is a good hand, but I don't think it's a bad hand. So I'm going to try keeping it. Oh, well, that was immediately punished. Another Lotus draw from my opponent. So this was the kind of thing I was trying to avoid with my heavy counter magic. And maybe I'm even supposed to keep my counter magic set up for game 3, where I don't board in defense grids, because I mean, Doomsday can be as fast a combo deck as me. It's not typically. It's usually a turn slower, but this is kind of one of the reasons I was interested in keeping my Force of Will in my game 1. Yeah, I guess this just has to be a mulligan to a Force. I feel so bad. Like, our deck is how many blue cards? 4, 8, 11, 16, 19, 23. That's not that bad. Okay, maybe I'm allowed to mulligan to a Force then. The thing is, like, it's really bad to mulligan to a Force against Doomsday, because Doomsday isn't a deck that typically requires you to mulligan to Force on turn 1. On turn 2 for sure. But then again, I'm not really playing a Hull Breacher on turn 1. I'm playing a turn 1 Ring, which I still think is like a must, not a must counter. So maybe, yeah, it's like not even a must counter. So I could see this hand just being a mulligan. So my opponent can go in for a kill here. They brought in 2 null rods against us. Yeah, the kill here is typically uses Sapphire unless they have a 0 mana cantrip in their hand, in which case they can 0 mana cantrip into an ancestral and then draw 3 with a land or something. They do have a Mindbreak Trap as well. They kept in a chain. And they pass the turn. Okay, a Moxin would be very good for me. Let me play a turn 1 Hull Breacher. A Workshop. I don't think that's what we were looking for here. Because I'm going to have to draw, like, Force or something. How many traps do I think they have? Because I see 2 traps. I mean, I want to get a Soul Ring in play anyways. The problem is I have very few cards that I can draw off this ring, even if it resolves, that are good. It's got to be Force or Lotus at basically. The problem is Force is not even that good because I have to force whatever they play, and then I don't have a Hull Breacher, which is my best card. Probe target my opponent because I have protection. Yeah. Okay, this does not seem like the right pile. If my opponent has to pass again, I think we're gonna win then. Certainly looks like we're going to win. This is with force backup, so yeah, I don't know what kind of pile my opponent made, but I can't imagine it was correct if they're probing and that not doing anything. Well, maybe they have like double force backup or something here. I can still play a Hull Breacher after all of this, but my opponent can also just go Lotus Oracle. But I can't cast a Transmute artifact anyways, so I think I just do this. Like they could have double negation, I guess, in which case I would look silly. But they see 2 negations. They could have a 3rd trap, I guess. Oh, they have force backup again. They have Time Walk, Brainstorm. Okay. So where does that leave me in life? So if my opponent has they just lost, they just quit. Okay. They don't want to see another ring activation, I guess. I was like debating whether I wanted to try to draw another ring here, off another ring here. I mean, next turn I draw 4. It's pretty bad for them. What a weird game. I don't really know what happened there. I'll take it. All right. Thankfully, we have quick and there's no other word I'm looking for. Just quick pairings. This is a Tinker, unprotected, but I have a Bauble, so I can go for a turn 2. I might even hold my blue source. We'll see. I think the best thing I could do is see. Yeah, I don't know. This is a very interesting spot as well. Do you play the Sink into Stupor? They're F6'd. I think I'm going to. And if it's like someone who wastelands me and I don't think they're going to force me, I can just crack the Bauble. All right, well. Got the punish there. I got punished real hard there. I might. Oh, they're not even going to do it? Okay. They're going to do it in my upkeep? To not give me information on the bauble? Okay, whatever. I'm going to let this happen. And draw 2 mana. Alright, that is actually quite a good land. Because it will make blue if I draw like a colorless land. Oh, so they are mono white initiative, okay. So we have a little bit of time, but not much. They have an ancient tomb, metamorph. Do I want to wait on a metamorph or just get a mox? I think the answer is just get a mox. So if my opponent goes Void Mirror, do we care? They're not even going to. Okay, so what gives me the highest chance of winning this game? Saga. What gives me the highest chance of winning this game? Tinkerferg Jewel? I'm pretty into that idea. And then I don't know that it matters what I sacrifice. Or is a ring a higher chance? Jewel's gotta be better. That's what we're here for, right? So that moves me 4 mana, 6 mana. I can jewel again. I probably want... Yeah, I can jewel again here. Relic. Okay. I think we just want to get Karn in play. Even if Karn doesn't do anything this turn. So I guess if I get Clarion Conquered, I have Tolarian Academy into Masticore, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. Yeah, non-deterministic, but does get me there. I was wondering if there'd possibly be like a different Tinker target, but... So I still wonder about the turn 1 tap land. Maybe I was just supposed to hold it so I could always Tinker on the next turn. Seems very reasonable. And this is, like I said in the beginning, a learning stream. Just trying to evaluate deck strength and also chord lines and patterns. We're trying to play against mono white initiative here. So jewel combo is a lot worse, but these creatures should be pretty decent. I don't know how good Wormcoil is, but this can't be that bad. And then you could maybe play negations on the draw here so that you can counter void mirrors. And I can't imagine you want to drop forces. And so, I mean, maybe the answer is you trim on jewels. Maybe the answer is you don't care. And you just jam jewels anyways. Probably not. I feel like a lot of times we're going to be trying to put like Chaos Defiler in play. Do you keep Engine in? How requisite is that? So like all these questions are pretty important and we don't know the answers. So I think I'm just gonna take out all the jewels and we'll play towards creatures and we'll keep One Ring Paradox Engine combo though. The jewels are like really hard to play into creature decks anyways. And then maybe I'll trim on like a stock up because it's gonna be hard to get to that point. Yeah, let's try that. I don't know. Like I'm not super interested in boarding out blue cards if I'm trying to play negation. So this is a ring and a metamorph and a bunch of fast mana. Obviously, it doesn't play into Void Mirror, but I don't know. Like what? How aggressive am I supposed to be mulliganing these hands? Is it a Chancellor? One Chancellor. Another reason not to bring in negation. I mean, definitely not bringing negations on the draw. Well, on the play. I went on the play and we'll probably put some bunch of. They just went Ancient Tomb go. That seems quite good for me. I still can't play. I could go Ancient Tomb, Lotus Ring. This is pretty good. Ancient Tomb. Pay for Lotus. And then I don't want to play into Mind Break Trap, so play the One Ring. Draw with the One Ring. I should have played the Jet anyways. That was a mistake. Therion Conqueror or... Yeah, okay. So I'm ticking away one life at a time. Best card's Masticore, probably. I can hold this for like Paradox Engine triggers. So the question is like, do I have to copy that? I feel like I do, right? To not bleed out to it. Wasteland is fine. Means they're not playing Seasoned Engineer. That also means they're not hitting my blue source. Oh, they kept in Swords to Plowshares. Okay. They were ready for the creature plan. I think game 3, I'm just gonna go hard on just gonna go hard on Jewels. They're gonna keep all these swords in. Okay. Kind of just on like classic Jewel needs a player in Academy to get out of this place. I can buy a whole turn here with... It's interesting. Guess I'm doing that. Transmute artifact. Pretty close to a transmute into a seasoned, not seasoned defiler. What's that card called? Transmute into a chaos defiler. I guess I have to take 2 damage here to not die. And I'll take 1 less damage. Though I guess, yeah, because I'm probably always transmuting off the ring. Okay, I mean, two hate pieces is probably bad for me. I'm gonna get trapped next turn, so I do need to play another ring this turn. Karn doesn't really do much. Kind of just doing nothing here. So what was their hand? That was Ancient Tomb Chancellor Go. It's quite a risky hand to keep. What a risky hand to keep. Monolith down. Bit too many creatures regardless here. Talon Gates. So if I Talon Gates, Clarion Conqueror, and then draw a card and transmute my ring. If I Talon Gates the Archon, yeah, that's better. So let's do that. Let's Talon Gates the Archon. Oh, I can't because it Talon Gates tap. Oh, fucking. Okay. Doesn't matter. Well, I guess it still matters. Heh. I guess I could live for another turn. Okay. We've got a plan. Wait, so now, wait, am I getting out of this? There's no way, right? So this next time I Clarion Gates the Archon, and then I... oh, they have 7 mana Angel. God damn it. So close. Worm coil. So, I mean, I can transmute. It just doesn't get me anywhere. Too many things in the air. Too many things to do. Okay. Yeah, on the play, I'm gonna just put all these jewels back in my deck, and I'm gonna jam. No idea if this is the right way to go about it, but I don't even want force. I just want a powerful turn one hand. Man. Turn two jewel with metamorph. And not a really good way of clearing a Chancellor. It's probably a mulligan, which is insane, but this is 2 jewels, a Defiler, 3 mana, an engine, and a recall, but no blue mana. This looks awful. Yeah, I don't know. It's a hand that has things. My opponent revealed 2 Chancellors. So I can't even play both my mocks in here. I guess I'm just gonna hold for a sec. Draw a land next turn I could pay. I got strip mined. Even when I play Jewel, I get my basic strip mined. That's crazy work. Okay, and a Mox. And a Lotus. What is going on? They're gonna play a turn 2 Chancellor. I guess I throw this in now, because if I wait, I'm gonna not be able to cast it, so. Alright, so they have 1 Chancellor and 1 Unknown at the moment. No lands in their hand. Now they have a Wasteland, so they're playing a Chancellor. If I draw a Workshop, I can Metamorph it. Or an Ancient Tomb, maybe. And now I get Wastelanded. Okay, I'm out of here. Let's try again. That doesn't seem very fun. Looks like we've queued back into mono white. I would probably keep this hand if I didn't know that. On the play, maybe. No, on the draw. Can't keep this hand probably ever on the draw. On the play, I might just jam. I guess it's pretty bad against Chancellor still, so maybe you can't. Anyways, we're at the mulligan. That's a good one. Still needs a little help, but 4 mana, 2 mana, 5 mana, 1 mana off from Jewel. And we have a force. I took a risk here. I could have forced the Mox Pearl, actually. Yeah, I think I'll just keep force this. Could have forced the Mox Pearl, but then afterwards, like, you're kind of like, you might have to force like this Emerald so that they don't go Cavern, but I don't know. I think you need to take some risks in terms of countering here. That didn't work out either anyways. This sucks. I guess we pass. That's fine. I kind of wish I had forced this Pearl Void Mirror. Okay. It's not the end of the world, but it is annoying. That would have been... Okay. Man, this is, I don't like this aspect of Jewel, where you play against people who have hate pieces and your deck folds over. Okay. It's very unlikely I would ever play this kind of deck in a tournament that matters. It's just giving up too much agency. It would have to be extremely powerful. Here's my workshop. So I have 4 mana here. I can use a mana to play the... I'm still short, right? Even if I use a mana to play the monolith, I will have... I have 6 mana here. I go down to 4. No, I'm fine. Okay, so I will... Yeah, it's late. So I will play a monolith using a blue and an artifact mana. And then I will play a jewel using artifact, 1 blue, and these. Just play through this void mirror. Draw. And then I want to metamorph a jewel while I still can. And then, do I want a relic or a ring? I think I'd rather have a ring. And I'll draw on their turn. Can't play force anyways because of void mirror, but now I got about a bajillion blue mana, and they immediately play an Archon. That could just easily steal everything if something goes badly. But if we find a Transmute artifact, we can just do that. Should be pretty good. We did not find a Transmute artifact. So my opponent is going to steal all my jewels. Well, that sucks. I guess we can draw into a Talon Gates. That's what we can do. But we actually can't... I don't know if we'll have enough mana to do that. I mean, I think we have to try no matter what, right? So if I were to use... No, I'm not going to have enough mana. Well, I can still hit... I can't hit Transmute Artifact anymore. We probably want to play out as many... We can't play out anymore anyways. Okay. Wow. That is so bad for me. Okay. I guess my opponent gets to... take my jewels. I just needed to draw a Transmute artifact, and this would not have been a problem. Or a Sink into Stupor. The fact that Arctic doesn't play 4 Sink into Stupor is just crazy. Why did my opponent go directly to cleanup? Whoops. Well, does that give me a chance to win here? Probably not. Maybe, because I can just Transmute and kill this. Yeah, my opponent accidentally went straight to cleanup there. At the very least, we have Time Walk Ring, so... None of these do anything. Okay. Might die anyways. Chaos Defiler. Okay. That should win the game, I would think. So I do this. Yeah, I do this as black and red. I play Chaos Defiler. And I defile your Archon. And then... I play an island, and I metamorph Defiler as a Void Mirror, or as a Defiler killing Void Mirror. I might still lose this game. I might have to just start by tinkering Jewel. Oh, wait. What about Tinker Paradox Engine? Because I don't need... Paradox Engine's on cast, right? It doesn't need to resolve, so that'll work. So let's do that. Let's tinker... I guess I can tinker off the Defiler and kill the Void Mirror. And oh, I don't have infinite turns, though. And I can't time walk again. But I can play a Karn. So that's probably fine. I can just go off this, right? I should have enough mana. Play this. It gets countered. Everything untaps. Draw a million cards. Make blue mana. Play a Metamorph as a Defiler. Killing Void Mirror. Draw a million cards. Make a million mana. Play this. Play this. So yeah, I think I'm supposed to lose that game because my opponent just doesn't F6 through combat, but we'll take our wins where we get them. Do we want to change up our game plan? And I still think going second, we just want to play these Masticores and Worm Coils and have negations. And then taking out Jewel and Vobble and stock ups. And our game plan will be about Chaos Defiler. I think that's probably my favorite part about this deck maybe is the fact that you have ways to like play these Chaos Defiler games. I like that a lot. That might be it. It might be just the Chaos Defiler part of it. Because it's not like this deck is that much better at... I mean, it doesn't even have Force Sinks in it. Doesn't have lots of Talon Gates. Doesn't have... lots of ability to play stock up. The only thing that has really had this deck has it going for in comparison to normal Jewel is you have the Chaos Defiler option and you have the Paradox Engine option, both enabled by Transmute. Instead of... So like you're giving up maybe some of the explosiveness of PO, like sometimes having PO draws, to have a little bit more not versatility, yeah, versatility in how you play out your longer games. Turn one Conqueror turning off their own mana. We have a Talon Gates for when we don't care about that. For now, let's get Island in here and we'll play out our zeros. Might take some damage for it, but I think playing them out is safer in case they go land Void Mirror or something. And then I can play Ancestral on their turn. Oh, they have nothing else. Okay. This is like one of the problems is like they're supposed to keep this, but it's really rough for them. So if I draw another Moxen, I can go Talon Gates, Paradox Engine. Okay, sick. So I'll go Talon Gates, phase this out. Paradox Engine. Pearl, untap everything. Relic, untap everything. Because I phase this out, I can't go like Jewel here. I could still go Defiler here. I could just go for a sync on their turn. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's just pass it back to them. This thing will phase back in. They can't do anything. And then oh, I can't. I can't because I don't have the mana. Okay. did not want to do that, but it's okay. If I get any, I can transmute. I can't transmute into a chaos defiler because I have a chaos defiler in my hand. Okay, I need to draw a different mana to sink this thing. Wow. All right, threw that game away. There's nothing I can transmute for. Well, I mean, I can transmute for a. I can't transmute for a worm coil either. Did I throw this whole game? I don't even know what I was supposed to do. I guess I was just supposed to play Chaos Defiler and then play something else. Transmute into a worm coil and just play Chaos Defiler worm coil. Wow, okay. Go to 2. I need to hit like an ancient tomb as well. I think I'm supposed to just play this tapped, I guess. This is so bad for me. I actually think I threw the whole game away. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll bounce this. No, you won't. Probably have to draw another Talon Gates. Worm Coil. Oh, wait. I had Transmute for a Masticore. But I would have taken too much damage and died. Okay, I think I was supposed to win that game. So if I was going to do that, so we both gave each other a game. Yes, I think the answer was play Defiler and kill their mocks, and then play Transmute off of whatever and just Transmute for a Worm Coil and leave this Clarion Conqueror in play. Okay, well, this is part of learning, yes. This is part of learning. Okay, I'm gonna go with the jewels back in here. Jewels and Bauble and Needle, and then take out these forces. Weird. I won't do it. This seems fine. I guess I'd rather keep the Worm Coil. Wait, why would I rather keep the Worm Coil? I was just thinking the Jewel was too slow, so they'd have a creature before it mattered. Alright, they open with a Chancellor. That's fine. I can go Talon Gates. And then Pearl. And then Needle on Wasteland. I wonder if I'm supposed to go Sink instead. Take 3. So I can have a Talon Gates. Probably. Cavern. This was their mold of 5. Cavern plus Emerald plus Jet. And then that. Would have ordered this in the opposite way. It's okay. Mox lets me play a Worm Coil here. Monolith or anything lets me play a Worm Coil here. Transmute Artifact. Okay. Somehow this doesn't seem like it's going to work out for me. Strip Mine. Okay. You got it, homie. I played this whole thing to not get wastelanded, and I still just get wastelanded anyways. All right, so if I can go to 5, I mean, I think they have a swords, because what else can you possibly have in your hand? I mean, they have one Chancellor, but if I don't get swords, I can attack and then transmute into a Defiler. But seems not great. dragon. Okay. So the double block looks terrible for them. Okay, I am going to attack with my Wormcoil Engine. Take the initiative. Oh. Okay. I guess that makes a lot of sense. Can I win because they did that? So they're going to Throne of the Dead now. So I could transmute to a Paradox Engine, but it doesn't really help me. I could transmute to a Jewel. Probably the only way to go from here, right? Transmute my Wormcoil into... I could get another Wormcoil and then get a bunch of things, but I don't know that that beats Throne. I could get Chaos Defiler and kill the White Plume, but again, I don't know if that beats Throne. So I feel like I'd rather just get a Jewel. Draw 3. Talon Gates. These things. Okay, I'm gonna get a Relic. And a Monolith. And... I could activate this Relic. I guess I should do that. Glad I did that. They might have a Mind Break trap, but looks like they don't. So now I could get... Can I get Paradox Engine now and play Ruby, and then I draw with Sauron? It's gotta be good enough. Okay, discard that. Make blue. Sapphire. Untap. Uh, 6. I think I can discard this then. Boom. Jewel. Yeah, it's the game over. All right. That was cool. That was a really cool spot. Sweet. At some point I'll get a something that matters here. All right. I will go Chaos Defiler. Karn. Still don't have a time walk. Draw one more time. And then I'll play Masticore, Worm Coil, Masticore, Ring. I want to tutor for a Graph Digger's Cage so that they can't put anything into play off of the Throne of the Dead. And then I'll pass. All right, your move. Your Throne of the Dead. Creatures can't, and graveyards and libraries can't enter the battlefield. Reveal in top 10 is putting it in from the library. Even if I did, I can just, I guess I can't. It's hexproof, so you can't Talon Gates it right away, but it's fine. I don't think they're here. I think they went home. All right, they get nothing, and we win. Yeah, I feel like we learned a lot there. Definitely, I think a great example of why you can't really trust wins and losses as indicators of if is a deck strong, is a deck good. I frequently tell people that I've won challenges with decks I would never play again that are so heinously bad, and I've gone 0-5 in leagues with decks that I would instantly run back. Because so much of a win or a loss has to do with the player, has to do with variance, has to do with things outside the concept of is a deck good. And obviously over time, over a huge sample set, you can learn if a deck is good with wins and losses, but over a league, over a challenge, over 10 leagues, I don't usually value those very highly. Someone, I just remember this because recently somebody had asked me in the Discord, like, oh, this won a challenge, it has to be good. And I'm like, no, that's not how that works. And they're like, well, I'm like, I don't value winning a challenge high at all. And they're like, well, if you don't value a challenge high, like, what do you even value? There's only so many kind of accomplishments you can get. And I'm like, well, winning a challenge is like an indicator. It like says, hey, take a look at this, but it doesn't really indicate if the deck is good. It says, hey, maybe you should take a look at this. And then the way I look at it is, I've been playing Magic for what, 20 years or something. I have 20 years of experience of evaluating if a deck is good. And so then with my knowledge of the game, I can look at a deck list and tell you if I think the deck list theoretically is good. And then I can play a deck list and I can tell you after a few games if I think the deck is has potential. And then after a few matches, I can tell you based on the feel of the matches and how the back and forths went if the deck is good. Even if I went 0-5, I could still tell you the deck is good. So I don't know, very kind of an abstract concept, but is how I look at things. All right, we're moving down to round 4 now. We got a different battler. Got Randy across the table. I once again have a workshop with no extra mana and no other lands, but again I have a force. I don't know, chat. Am I supposed to keep this hand? Let me know. Give me a timestamp and tell me if I'm supposed to be keeping these 2 4-drops, workshop, force hand on the play. It's so bad into Wasteland, which is most decks that don't have Luris. I guess it's not even true. That's not even a factually true statement at all. It's some decks. Has it half? I don't even know. I think I'm gonna mulligan this. And then this hand sucks. It's tough, man. This deck's the number the hands you're allowed to really keep are so narrow. It can be pretty frustrating. I think I'm supposed to like keep. I guess I'm just gonna get rid of the 6-drop. If my ancestral gets countered here, like I'm just him to Torrocking myself. I'm gonna do it on their turn to play around negation. I think that's still reasonable. I don't think I gain that much by doing this. I'd have to hit like Mox Mox. All right. So would I have? Is this another Doomsday player? Oh, Tezzeret. Okay. Oh, I die. I got C Arcade. Okay, I guess I should have kept my force hand. My bad. I'm stupid. I got C Arcade. So I think I just drop these forces and play grids. And then I don't even know if hull reachers are good or not. Let's just say they are, and I will go down a Talon Gates and down a stock up. I don't know. I'm spitballing here. Down a stock up. Okay. Ancient Tomb defense grid. Forced. Still think I'm playing it a trap. Don't think it's the end of the world if my ring gets trapped here. Saga Gaming. Interesting. Jewel. Yeah, double force. Kind of think they do based on Saga Go, but we'll see. Okay, so if I were to transmute into a Paradox engine, no good. So I'll just transmute into a new Jewel. And now I have a Time Walk and a One Ring. Let's Time Walk. This game is pretty over. Let's play Jewel. Okay, so here we can tinker into Paradox Engine and make it deterministic. Cool. I do like that a lot. Is there's a lot of ways like with Transmute to just deterministically Paradox Engine. So then the question is, do we want to take these grids back out on the draw here and bring forces back in? Yeah, I'm down to give it a go. I just wish I kept my game one hand that had a force. This is turn one ring. I guess so. Island, Pearl. Vexing Bauble. Mana Vault. PO. Ring. Tezzeret. I don't know. I'm F6'd. Normally, I would tell people not to F6 here. It's bad, but we're at that point in the night, unfortunately. I'm determined to get a full league of gaming here. So while I give up some EV, we can keep things moving. One's thinking. This deck is so my deck is so powerful, but I don't know. Tinker. Oh god. It's kind of a bold one, because if I have like a metamorph, I can just metamorph it. I don't. Oh, they have a vexing bubble. That's pretty good. They're gonna crack it. I guess they'll crack it and probably kill me on the next turn. Not much I can do about that. Also don't have force blue card. See how many spells they cast into it before they crack it. Nah, they're cracking it right away. Too smart. Alright, well, they'd have to break really hard here. Oh, that's actually a good start. No. Time walk. Fairy. Bounce. Play. Stock up. I think we're dead. Yeah, I don't know. I brought the forces back in, so like I can't say that I didn't play around this, because I did. It's just maybe I have to mulligan. I don't know how often I should be playing to turn one force from the opponent, or turn one tinker from the opponent. Mystical for tinker, tinker for time vault, Tezzeret infinite turns. You have a time walk turn, so oh PO. Sure. I guess deterministic wasn't good enough for you. Whatever. I'm out of here. Next game. All right, one last one for the YouTubes. If you're still watching on YouTube, make sure you comment nice photo, Justin. If you comment nice photo, Justin, I will like your comment. That awards you absolutely nothing of any kind of material value. However, you will have a comment liked by a YouTuber. What a win for everyone involved. uh, I do like that photo. It's funny. That photo is from me playing in a CEDH event where I simply did not keep a keepable hand and did not get to play the game at all. It was not a great experience. But like I said, my fault. I should have mulliganed down to 4 or 5 or whatever it was. No game twos. CEDH. I can keep this hand. I don't think this is like Shockwave plays like a singleton Force of Will deck. Big blue singleton Force of Will. It's like Tinker, but there's no Tinker in it. Playing lots of Planeswalkers and stuff. Force is pretty decent against his deck, so we'll see what we can do. I'm not like thrilled with this hand, but I don't like putting it back either. I don't think he plays any Wastelands, so I'm just gonna play a Workshop, which allows us to draw into second Workshop for Jewel. More artifact mana than me, and I got Strip Mine immediately. Okay, well, that sounds about right. I actually did, would have, if I had played not Workshop, I would have been able to play Jewel on this turn. It's all good. Oh, wait, why didn't I play freaking Karn? Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. This is definitely the last one, because I am struggling here. I should just jam to Karn, obviously. I will. I think I'm going to be directly asleep immediately, like 5 minutes after this video goes. I'm going to hit off, and I'm going to be out. Hopefully, this is opponent that goes for like a Tezzeret or something, and then I play Karn, and it's all good. But I guess Karn's a little. I mean, this thing doesn't kill Karn, so it's fine. But yeah, obviously, I just had a Karn, and I was just like, oh, I need to save it for Jewel. I don't. I don't need to save it for Jewel. Incorrect. They got mental misstep. I don't play any one drops, so the one ring. Yeah, I think I just want a Karn. Force, pitching mental misstep. Force, pitching, transmute, I guess. You have a final counter on the top of this? Wow. That's not great for me. Okay. I probably would have successfully resolved this last turn, so that's on me, chat. Sorry about that. If we lose this game, it's my fault. They just draw PO off the top. They drew Narset off the top. Interesting. Decent against the One Ring. I've had a bunch of games today that just we lost because of mistakes. Happens. But yeah, I mean, they definitely wouldn't have had Force and Blue card and that. Oh, they're gonna have to hit a Karn off their Narset. Okay, I think we lose this game. Would we have won this game if we had not? Maybe. This Karn is just gonna kick my ass, isn't it? Ah, this is so sad because it's just a straight up win if I play better. Gonna go to their turn and draw. Sync. I'm close to casting Sync, but not really. Snarset's quite good against my deck if you can get it in play before the ring happens. Just in general, before dueling happens. There are very few matchups right now in Vintage where Narset is actually quite good. This is definitely one of them. Yogg will strip mine me. First Karn, obviously. Then next turn they can Yogg will strip mine me. So I could draw another blue source, and I could bounce the Karn, but there's still a Narset in play, so I'm not really actually getting anywhere here. I think I'm just lost to these, like, I know my opponent plays, like, Jace the Mind Sculptor and other, like, really not very strong Planeswalkers, but these are the two by far best Planeswalkers against me, so... that does technically get us out of it, in the fact that... I mean, they can just Yogg-Will everything back, but... Oh, wait. It doesn't get us out. Yeah, it does. It gets us out of it. Transmute, artifact. This actually gets us out of it pretty well. Because I'm going to go for 2. So I'm going to get a Chaos Defiler. I'm going to pay the 1. I'm going to take out the Karn. Am I even supposed to take out the Karn? Probably. I mean, this is why I like the Chaos Defiler, right? This gives me an out. And then what I might do is I might take out not the Narset, because the Narset can just come back with the Yogg-Will. I might take out the Petal. It's -1 mana. Can always kill the Narset on the next turn. I mean, it's also just 2 attacks to kill them. I wonder if we win this game, even after I just F6 through a turn. Be pretty cool. So they can Yogg-Will and strip mine me and play a Lotus Petal. It just doesn't do anything. Now, you might say, Justin, maybe you need to kill Time Vault, but killing Time Vault doesn't actually do anything. Because if they want it back, they can just Yogg-Will it back. So that's why I don't really like killing Time Vault or killing Narset. Instead, killing an extra mana. The Lotus Petal mana is better than the killing an Emerald or something that they can just get back as well. You don't want to kill Trainer and let them take that back either. Trainer doesn't actually stop 2 attacks to win here with Chaos Defiler as well, so... That's a pretty insane draw, actually, because Mana Vault allows them to Yogg-Will back the Karn, right? 1, 2, 3 with 3 mana, 4 mana, 5 mana. They could bring back the Karn if they wanted to. All right, to the dome piece. They're gonna block with the trainer so they can bring it back. I guess I can't draw any other cards with Jewel. Okay. This actually lets them survive because it blocks 4 damage. It's kind of crazy. This mana vault draw was really, really, really bad for me because it just turns this Yogg-Will into an actual magic card. Nothing I can do about this. This is my lot in life. It's kind of cool we made a game out of this, though. It might even be more interesting of a game than the game would have been if I had just slammed a Karn and my opponent wasn't able to play any spells for the whole game, which is what would have happened. 3 Karn wins, baby. Actually, I don't know. Maybe they had a blue mana up at the time. Maybe they had everything. I don't think they had enough cards to have Force Thruster backup. My opponent's doing the math, I guess. Let's see. They have 7 mana. They go down to 4 mana when they cast Yogg-Will, and then they go back up to 6 mana. They can kick a trainer, or they can go Karn and trainer. But all of this is nothing I can do. I think I like kick a trainer better than Karn. Unless he has something on Karn. Yeah, kick and trainer. Because this lets him live and can find PO or key or whatever. I might have to attack Narset to play Jewel. We'll know 2 of the 3 cards in my opponent's hand as well, so. Maybe I was just supposed to attack Narset and play Jewel last turn. Tez is a kill with Time Vaults. Watch them like hit Black Lotus off this. Tolarian Academy. I guess they already played Strip Mine. They can't hit Tolarian Academy, so it's just Black Lotus that kills me on the spot. Mox Sapphire. Okay. They have a spell? Oh, top. Okay, cool. So at least that means my Jewel resolves. And a Tinker. Wait a second. So I could play a Jewel, Tinker a Metamorph, and kill a Trainer, but it only puts them to 1. Wow. Okay, so let's just kill Narset, attack him. I can always Tinker off of the Defiler to kill the Time Vaults, so. Yeah, this thing tramples. I don't think they know that. Okay, now they know that. They're probably going to take everything then. So they can steal jewels on the way back. I'm trying to not give my opponent another turn here, so. Yeah, this thing tramples. It's a beast. Actually, it's a demon construct, but that's fine. Okay. Just going to take 4 and lose the Narset. And then I am going to play a Coveted Jewel. I'm holding this for Paradox Engine stuff. Don't think saving a blue was a meaningful change there. So if I were to tinker a Paradox Engine off of Defiler right now. So if I tinker off of Defiler, a Paradox Engine, and then I tap this, and I can play it. Yeah, okay. I think that gets me there. Tinker off of this. And that kills Time Vault. And then I get, this is why I held the Emerald. I get a Paradox Engine. With the Paradox Engine, I untap and make mana. And then with the mana, I play a new Jewel. As long as I draw a spell I can cast off for 7 mana, we're golden. Oh, yeah. Got there. Can't believe we salvaged this game after I played so badly. It's crazy. Metamorph. Jewel. Why was I always tapping Jewel for blue? I could tap Jewel for any color. I wonder if at any point in my other game I could have tapped Jewel for black red and it would have been good. Who knows? I cannot guarantee that any of these plays in any of these games have been good because I am using my last fumes here to get over the finish line for us. Okay, I'm getting there though. I have a lot of mana. At some point, I probably should stop tapping mana. Oh yeah, I can't do that. Guess I'll do this one. So I will. Time to play a Metamorph. Copy Chaos Defiler. Kill this. Oh, I guess I could have just time walked at any point. My opponent probably would have conceded, but that's okay. All right. I should just time walk to the beginning of this and my opponent would have conceded. Sorry. All right. So we were able to sneak a victory there from the jaws of defeat that I put myself inside of for fun, for content. Clearly for content. And then I'm going to jam defense grids. But I might... No, I'm gonna have hull breachers and negations on the draw here. Talon gates, bobble. See, it's the one where like, I kind of want to keep bobble in anyways. Always feels weird. I think I'm gonna just go. I'm gonna bring the hull breachers in, but I'm just gonna bring defense grids in, and just do the jamming. I kind of just don't want to fight over things. Like the only spell I really want to fight over is Tinker. Oh, and he has never played Tinker, so I guess like Karn, but there's only one Karn. And we killed Karn anyways. I think that's my favorite part. Okay, I think we figured it out. So like the goal of this stream here, this recording, was to figure out what made me so happy about this jewel deck in comparison to the other jewel deck. And the answer is these two cards: Paradox Engine, Chaos Defiler. Having Paradox Engine, Chaos Defiler, and Transmute instead of POs, I think is I do think it's a downgrade in terms of like raw power, but like the number of times you like go mox PO is, I don't know, it doesn't feel like it's a lot. I guess technically it should be more often. I mean, not really more often than PO does it because you just don't have, you have so few blue sources. And you don't have opals, you're not really chaining them in any meaningful way. So the thing I like the most, yeah, is being able to sometimes just go blue source, transmute. But like that also should be kind of unlikely because we don't even have 4 sink into stupors. We have 2 island, 2 talent gates. Like the amount of times we went blue source, transmute was actually, while being like null rod, it was quite high. It seems like it'd be unlikely. This hand has a Chaos Defiler and nothing good going on, so I'm out of here. This hand has a Chaos Defiler and some fast mana, so I think I'm in. I can at least go turn one Relic and then play a Chaos Defiler, and I can loop. This card's great too, actually. I really like Relic. Drawing cards on your mana fixing is pretty sweet. I still don't like the Jewel aspects of this deck, and not Jewel itself. Jewel itself is whatever. Just like the way it's so vulnerable. Like that mono white, those mono white games were really, they were really not very fun. I didn't have a good time. Didn't like it. So my opponent probed me and now has free reign to do whatever they wish. All right, Mana Vault. Workshop, Ruby, and a Relic. Could see them negating this. Very reasonable. Let's see what else happens. I mean, we have no control. They can play whatever Planeswalker they want. If we get null rotted by Karn, we cannot play Chaos Defiler with our Tolarian Academy. Hmm. Deep in the tank opponent is. Sorry, I've not filled the dead air as well as I normally am. But all right, here we go. Here we go. What is it, Karn? Why are we tanking? Oh, like, surely we just jam Karn. What? I guess maybe they had another spell because they have no other land they wanted to play. They don't know about this workshop, but maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. They probably had a different spell they could choose to play, and then they chose to play Karn instead. So the bad news here is I can't transmute for Chaos Defiler now because Chaos Defiler is in my hand. And I have Tolarian Academy, which would let me transmute. So that's not great. Technically, I can cast Chaos Defiler. I would just need to have both Talon Gates, and I think I sideboard one. I sideboarded one of them out. Soul Guide Lantern. Okay. So wait, so how do I get out of this? I guess Sink into Super is how I get out of this. But I only have 2 Sink into Supers. Wait, they have Tolarian Academy? They just ripped Tolarian Academy? That's unfortunate. The tried and true method of rip to... Ooh, that's a good draw. Draw 3. Ancestral Recall. There's my Sink. I think I like Time Walking in case my opponent has a Fluster. Yeah. Cool. Baited out the Fluster Storm. So if I can get to my next turn... If I'd Sink there and tried to win, wouldn't have worked out very well for me here. All right. Oh. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Okay, fair enough. Sure, whatever. The fact that my opponent has the one Karn, which is the one good planeswalker, come on now, be serious. That's fine. I'm not changing anything. I'm just jamming back. I don't actually know if these Hull Breachers are very good. But what should they be? I don't really like... I guess I'd rather have a stock up. I guess I'd rather just have a stock up in a Talon Gates. Like, who needs Hull Breachers, man? That card doesn't do anything. Damn. Well, I mean, I still put the pressure to win the game by playing the Time Walk. It's just both of the spells were getting Flusterstormed. The fact that my opponent left in Flusterstorm against me is... I mean... I have less than 10 spells I'm really casting that get Flusterstormed, but... It is what it is. I have so few Flusterstorm targets. That game I didn't have stock ups, right? So I had only 9 things in my deck that got Flusterstormed. I don't like that this deck has 2 Sink into Stupor. This deck should have 4 Sink into Stupor. If that means you have to play 0 islands or something, whatever. I don't know what you need to do to get more Sink into Stupor into this deck, but I would play more of those. Because our sick out to Null Rods and stuff is to transmute into a Chaos Defiler. And how are we going to do that with like 4 blue sources in our deck? Just always have Academy. My bad. Just always have Academy. Should have known. This hand's sick. This is a beautiful defense grid hand. In some ways, defense grid better than force. Okay. I could have gone deeper there, but I think this is fine. I could have gone turn 1 Karn, but that runs into trap for no reason. Runs into force and negation for no reason, so... Next turn, we have 4 mana into 5 mana. Can choose to play any of our 4 drops here. They have the ability to play through my defense grid because they have 4 mana. Are they going to play turn 1 Karn on me? I don't know, man. I feel like we've opened no Mana Crypt hands. Why? Mana Vault. Time Walk. Untap with 7 mana. I mean, the good news is their deck doesn't really do anything with 7 mana. At most, it has like 1 PO in it. The bad news is my defense grid does factually nothing. And I would have been better off just playing Karn. So that's not great. Well. I would love a hand that has Mana Crypt, Emerald, Mana Vault in it. That'd be a sweet hand. My deck would probably do a lot of cool things with that. Some wild games. Always wild games versus Shockwave. Pretty fun. Certainly more enjoyable than playing as Mono White. Or worse, Jewel. I'm such a Jewel hater too. But this was nice. This league didn't take too much more than an hour and a half or so. I think that's how long it'll be on the video, right? 16:30, an hour, yeah, hour and a half or so. It's not too bad. Hopefully, I think we're finally getting through most of the bug problems, so I'm hoping I can just stream normally after work tomorrow, and that will be good. My opponent had something to do with it. Okay, no other land. Tezzeret, untap everything. And I did not draw land either. I mean, I'm just putting card on the stack and making them have a force. I got consigned for 4. Sure. My opponent could have had consign and force back up there. This will just get a sensei stop. In fact, they probably did have consign and force back up because they untapped this mana vault instead of getting it. Oh, they got an opal. That means we're probably dead. Oh, just Narset. Yeah, it's pretty good. Just getting wrecked. And they got Karn off the Narset. I don't know how they do this. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's whatever. Classic Shockwave. Yeah. Okay, this was a good league because I got to experience playing Jewel and not being able to do anything about my life, which was eye-opening. I will say that if you're a Jewel enjoyer, I would say give this list a try. Maybe not this exact list, but I would say give Chaos Defiler, Transmute, Paradox Engine a try, at least. Because I think that the transmutes are much better than the POs in Jewel, and I felt like this Chaos Defiler engine gave you a lot of versatility and room to play out games that you would just straight up lose on the spot as a Jewel player. That being said, your deck is still a Jewel deck, and you still have all of the same pros and cons as a Jewel player, and there are just lots and lots of instances where you don't get to play the game, and then there are lots of instances where your opponents don't get to play the game, and that does not particularly excite me in the terms of playing tournament Magic. When I play tournament Magic, I want every round to be winnable, you know? And I think the matchup spread of Jewel is far too volatile for my liking. And while it does present free wins, I think it comes at too high of a cost and doesn't produce enough free wins to justify how fragile of a deck you're putting together. And that's my general Jewel analysis, and kind of always has been. So, I will say, like I said, if I had to make a change to this list to play it, I would want to get Force Sinks into my deck. You don't exactly need Force Sinks, but like, you know, especially if there are games where we're not going to be playing Force of Will as much, like we want to have access to Transmute off of Island, and I just want to figure out more ways to get the blue mana necessary to cast those spells here. And I'm not sure that like Relic itself is enough, especially when our one of our main problems is getting null rotted. So yeah, that's it for me. Hopefully this was still an enjoyable experience for you without Cam and without chat, but we're hopefully getting back to a normal swing of things in the coming days. So more vintage on this YouTube channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'll see you then.